Hi, welcome to Morning Afterglow. Well, we finished the book of Amos last Sunday morning, and in doing so, we covered the last few verses of chapter 9, verses 11 through 15. And if you've been with us as we've gone through the book of Amos, you will realize what a surprising passage that is in the book, because most all of the book of Amos is about judgment and God warning sinners that He is going to judge them, warning Israel that because of their sin, He's going to judge them. And yet, it has, even though it has this dark flavor all the way through, yet when it gets to the end of chapter 9, God finishes the prophecy with a statement of hope and encouragement. And He reiterates His promise to the house of David to send the Messiah, and through the Messiah and God's redemptive work in and through the Messiah, that God would bring about prosperity and even a land where the people of God would live and they would have a home. Now, we have come to understand that this is the promise of God which He made to David, the king, that David would always have a son to sit on the throne of Israel. But this was typological of the Messiah. This is really fulfilled in Jesus Christ. And all of those promises made to Israel in that passage and others like it have to do with God's saving work through Jesus Christ. Ultimately, when Jesus Christ saves the world and all of material reality is made what it ought to be in the new heavens and the new earth, and our heavenly home is the land that God has promised to us. My point is that God finishes a warning about judgment with a statement of hope and promise. There are two things I want to emphasize today with you. Number one, the sin of people and the evil in this world cannot stop God from fulfilling His saving plan in Jesus Christ. And that's something we Christians need to remember as we live in some pretty dark days today. But nothing will stop God from finishing what He promised to do through Jesus Christ in the salvation of the world, establishing His kingdom and bringing about His will. And secondly, there is hope for the sinner. Even though Israel had sinned grievously against God, and they were obstinate, they were hard-headed, and they were hard-hearted, they were disrespectful of God, and they rejected every effort God made to bring them back, yet there is still hope, even for Israel. And so I think we need to think about this. This is hope. Hope for our lives, hope for the rest of our lives. I hope that we'll be encouraged today to know that sin is not as strong as God's power to forgive and restore, and that His will, His saving will be done. If you want to hear the whole sermon, go to fbcfenton.net. You can access all the sermons there. It's great to be together. I hope God will bless you today and the remainder of the week. We'll see you next time on Morning Afterglow.